So this is going to be a completely like hacked up video, but I wanted to get this out because I don't get this a lot. Even on my maintenance customers, it's very easy to handle, but this will at least give you guys an idea of what we do when it comes to road salt. Handling it on your carpets, handling it on your floor mats. How do we deal with it? And the tool that I like to use the most, now the biggest thing you got to remember, you need to tackle this stuff when it's dry. And you need to stay on top of it. If you kept letting it pile up and pile up, it's just going to get worse. Just like anything else, just like a normal stain. You let a stain dry, you let it sit for too long, it's going to become permanent. This is the same thing with road salt. So with road salt, what ends up happening is every time it gets wet, it reactivates and it sinks deeper into the carpeting. And then you're going to have a much harder time getting it out. And depending on the type of material the carpeting is made out of, the manufacturer, some imports, the carpeting is horrible. I'm just going to flat out tell you, it's just horrible. But then you'll have other carpetings like your domestic vehicles, like your Ford, Dodge, Chevy. You got a more robust carpeting. European vehicles, they have a little bit more robust carpeting that can handle a little more abuse. You can be a little more aggressive with it if you need to. But my favorite tool is this little pick tool. I got this at Harbor Freight. It comes in a set of 4 different ones. It's like they're supposed to be like dental pick tools or something like that. I never, brand new out of the package. I would never stick this in my mouth, but whatever. So this has been my go-to when the road salt is dry and you can handle it. And what you'll do is you'll use your vacuum cleaner along with this and you'll scrape at it. And the thing is it's a combination of that tip and the curved part, the 90 degree, that really lets you get into areas and lets you really clean it up and get it up as much, because again, you want to get it while it's dry, get as much of it as you can while it's dry before you decide to. And a lot of times you can get it all out and you won't even have to put any kind of cleaner on there or anything to clean it up. So let me show you real quick, and especially this is a great example, this floor mat I got in front of me. So I actually was able, this is going to come out real easily, but this is that, you've got that, it's a wrapped edge around the floor mat. This came up, this was coming up just for vacuuming it. But all you would do is you'd come in here, see how it just cleans right up. I mean, this is a lot easier. You might have to fight with it a little bit more, but it's going to clean right up. Spots on the carpet itself. This is really hard to do with one hand. Spots on the carpet. And then if you had a vacuum, come back and you vacuum that all up. I mean, even just that, clean it up. I'd still come back with a vacuum cleaner, obviously. But this edge, on a flat spot, it just breaks all up. And obviously we stayed on top of this, so it's not that difficult to do. It's easy to take care of. And even like the emblem, you can even come in here and hit the emblem. You got to be careful with this tip though. This tip could start tearing up fibers in that. So when you do the edges, you actually really want to flip it around and kind of use the 90 degree part of this to kind of clean this up. These I usually find you have to come back with some sort of cleaner afterwards to get it. And then this works, you know, you can use this tip to get under, here, I can show you. Might be hard to see, but you can get right underneath this edge. Stick this in here and you can get right underneath there, because a lot of times you'll get road salt that'll build up right along here. You can get in here and you can just go back and forth. Sometimes you have to be a little more aggressive and you have to apply a little bit of pressure, but it's easy to get. So that's it when it comes to road salt. I love this tool. This thing's awesome. I'll use this. I'll show you this one too. This doesn't work all the time. Ice scraper. It's called thinking outside the box. You know, you can find tools, you can find things that they're meant for one thing, but you can try them on something totally different and get results. And this actually works. I don't use it a lot, but it does work. Like I said though, we've been staying on top of this, so it's not, it hasn't been terrible. Even if it does get really bad, still something like this would work. But definitely this would definitely, if there was more hardened encrusted stuff on this floor mat, this would definitely get in there and dig it up and really get at it. And you can work into it, so you can keep that pointed tip elevated just a little bit and just kind of work your way into it from the side and start chipping away at it, and it just works. And like I said, you have to keep at it and do it when it's dry. Don't let it, once it gets wet, again, it's going to sink down into the carpeting, and then when it dries, it's going to wick back up to the top. So you never really get it all. I said, especially if you can't get down deep into that carpeting when it's wet. So the best thing is to always stay on top of it, take care of it multiple times a year. If it's not too bad, wait until it warms up, wait until the weather gets nice again. But this tool, this little pick tool from Harbor Freight, and this one, and I've got the between this one and there's the one that's just a straight point. That one works pretty good too for different things. But I tend to use this one. I've broken one of these and I almost cried. Like I said, because I use this thing so much when it comes to dealing with road salt. So I'll talk to you soon.